Hey,
How's it going?
good.
I was admiring your microphone.
You know, it's funny, man. I I do keep that set up, but it had a cover over it, and I was like, I'm just gonna launch it a little bit. Let's just be.
It looks
have to.
It looks less rock and roll with a cover over it.
I know, like a dumb little safety bag over it.
Like when
let's see if Neumann likes me enough to. They're not gonna do anything about it, but how are you?
Good, man. You? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. This is the way we meet people now. There's Chris outside the Chili's.
Oh yeah.
That was
Your background looks suspect.
That was my last. Meeting. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I don't mind it. What else you got there?
Chili's. My bad.
I think you have the best background, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, Chili's was way better.
Teleported back home.
You guys are in Washington right now, right? Or
Chris is.
I'm in. Yeah, I live in like Central Washington, like a small kind of agricultural town.
Oh, you can get specific. I'm from Auburn, so you can go right to.
Oh, I live in Ellensburg.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, more east then, huh?
More. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. My first radio job was in Pullman, so I actually would drive through Ellensburg on the 90 on my way back to the Palouse.
That's usually everyone's story about Ellensburg.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven through there.
Didn't I drive through there going to the gorge? Didn't I drive through there on the way?
Right. Oh, yeah, it is on the way to the gorge, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and it's not that different from that story. Like, I think I've driven through there when I was going to Florida or something. It's like,
that's really cool.
Yeah, we apparently we're just not made for the big city, are we, Chris?
We keep trying, but it just.
I know. We've tried. I've lived in Virginia most of my life. I actually grew up in Florida until I was here, with the exception, obviously, of the 5 years that I was in Seattle. But
I haven't been further east than Moscow, Idaho, which is just across the border from Pullman.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Cool.
Before
I like Moscow. That's cool.
Do you?
Yeah.
We did, man. We used to do a lot of shows out there in Idaho and Sandpoint.
We play like wall of wall, like the early days. We kind of just did these like little circles around the Northwest and got to play a lot of places. Yeah, Idaho, Utah, Oregon, just kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of these really cool little places, like you said, Walla Walla, Yakima, Tri-Cities.
Yeah, we play Yakima. Yeah.
But
those are the days when we would like take off weekends for work or weeks, whatever it was for work, and just basically have enough time to get out there and circle back and try and hold our job. That lasted a little while, and then we all got fired around the same time, actually.
That's cool, though. Those are cool places. Those are places that are like, wow, someone's actually coming out here to perform for us. This is amazing. Are you lost?
And you feel that. Those shows are special.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against Chicago's and Nashville's and LA's, but there is a tangible difference when you play a concert, or if you're at a concert in those places, I mean, it's maybe a handful they see a year versus a week.
Right. Sure.
Some of the coolest shows are like, Nampa, Idaho,
Pontiac, Michigan,
Provo,
like
some of those like towns that you just don't think of have really great venues and people that support it, and it's really cool. Yeah.
This is almost depressing, though, isn't it, to talk about this?
I know. Well, everything feels like the glory days is in the past now. It's just like, well, we had a good run. That was cool. 10 years of. I mean,
that's what it is. Well, now we're the three old grumpy old men sitting on the porch going, "Hey, remember when we used to play live?"
I know. Yeah, seriously. Gosh.
Now I'm sitting in front of a Chili's background on Zoom.
God, I picked up my bag to go. I had like a wheel or a tire replaced on my car. Oh my God, we are old. I had a tire replaced on my car, and I picked up my shoulder bag. It has like the American Airlines God, what do they call it? Lounge thing on it. And I was just like, that was funny. When I used to do that every other day.
So what do you do now then? I mean, obviously I've got two of you on here, and Zoom could be a challenge with more than two people, but you guys got like 5. We got 6 band members right now, right?
6. Yeah.
Are you doing Zoom calls? How the hell's working that? And who's running that? That's got to be a nightmare.
It's not too bad. And honestly, we do so many of them now where, usually I'm walking around the whole time. I'll just not worry about the video and just treat it like a conference call or something like that.
Sure.
But, it is kind of nice, it has its moments. You can read the body language a little bit better. It's a step up from like texting, that's for sure. When you're just like, why did you say that? And it's like, that's not what I meant. So it's a little bit better.
What else is keeping you busy? I mean, I know, Chris, I know you're staying busy because you're married with a couple kids, right?
Yeah. I got like a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So that's pretty much
plenty to do.
Full time. I'm working more now than I was when I was touring. So
yeah, I bet. Although I do have some questions about your parenting with one of the pictures that I saw, living in Seahawk land and your kid is wearing a Kansas City Chiefs sweatshirt.
Well,
that's risky.
The better half, my better half is from Kansas City. Okay. So depending on the day, we root either way. It's either Mariners or Royals, Seahawks or Chiefs. We got to equally give our kids the chance to choose which team is their team, When you're like, all right, family, we're going west. We're going to head into town. Everybody change into your blue and teal or blue and green.
Yeah.
That's risky. How's that? Are you digging the family? You guys still all like each other? They still like you?
Yeah. It's the most time I've been at home.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Let me explain. This is the longest I've ever been home in the last 10 years since we've been a band. So it's like, we became used to, Dad's going away for a couple weeks and he'll be back. And there's like an excitement to that. And there's a longing to that. So that's gone. So you're kind of just relearning some of your dynamics.
Yeah.
It's like any, everyone's going through the same thing and different things. It's really like a weirdly universal adaptation that we're all learning,
Sure. I mean, in multiple ways, not only because of family, but also yourself. But I mean, I think we're all pretty similar. I'm a little older and I'm going through this whole kind of epiphany where I'm realizing new things about myself, even outside of this, even before all this pandemic started. Like kind of just taking it easy on myself, quit I'm 44. So I'm at that point where I'm thinking, okay, I'm done this overthinking. So now that piled onto this being home alone, it's like, holy hell.
Oh man.
Is a lot of that going on for you, John? Cause you're single, right? Are you shacked up?
Well, I'm engaged.
You are?
I was actually, I was due to be married this October actually. And it's in this place called Calistoga, which is about an hour north of the Bay. Which is where I've been spending a lot of time. I was there for the last 3 or 4 years, and still split my time there. My fiance is from the East Bay, and I'm just the fires are. Calistoga is now in the weather updates about the fire. So we pushed out our wedding a year in terms of like the big hurrah. We're probably going to do a civil ceremony here in Richmond in about a month.
Cool.
Richmond, Virginia is where I am now and have been. I kept this apartment for a long time. It's kind of my little like getaway spot. Which has been interesting. I mean, both of what you guys are saying, because not only are we home with ourselves now, my fiance works from home. I work from home.
Separate rooms, separate workspaces.
My work from home is kind of falls under that umbrella. So really, and then when it comes to music, I'm every now and again our times overlap, but let's be honest. I mean, I'm a night owl and it's like, but the issue with that is this is my bedroom. So if she wants to go to bed by 9, wake up at 6, like normal humans do, I'm like, well, I can put on my headphones, but you can still hear this. Like,
you can hear the fuck.
Yeah, and it normally sounds a little nicer than that, but not by much. So she loves that, and it's just we're all having a great time right now, aren't we?
Being a night owl is a tough one.
Upsides,
being a night owl is a tough one for sure, but that is the most creative time, isn't it? You feel like you get more done, less distractions, and
it's interesting. I mean. When I'm by myself, yes. When I'm with the band or other people, it really is pretty smart to try and keep it to coffee hours. If I have to like track some vocals or if we're gonna like flesh out some ideas and work on a song, history has proven, at least with this band, that the ideas come faster, the fights end quicker, and you just cruise through these ideas and you get things done when you work from like noon to 7 versus 10 to 4 in the morning, you know? So it just depends. I mean, yeah, just depends.
Yeah, I found the same. My like working hours is like 8 to noon, like 8 a.m. And that's when I find like I really am most productive. I'm like have the freshest ears, the freshest like.
That's true.
The times where I try to like get into that like stay up late and like get vibey, I like usually listen back the next morning and it's like such trash.
I know, but it's so fun.
But it's fun. It's a lot more fun. But
that does make sense. So how are you getting that creative that early in the morning? Or what are you drinking? Are you drinking coffee in the morning? Energy drinks? How are you waking up?
A lot of coffee.
Is it straight black coffee, or do you have
2 kids? Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, a lot of coffee. I don't know. I like. It's funny too. Like when I track stuff, I always like because I'm just like up in this like mother-in-law by myself. Even when I'm like literally recording, I'll have like NPR in the background just so it's not like me alone in a room, which is like,
right.
I'll always have like because that's the one thing like you were saying, John. Like you're just so used to like when you're making music, creating, having like bouncing ideas, being around people. So
yeah.
You got to find ways to like make it feel like you're not alone in a room.
Yeah, I've started doing a.
Do we lose? There he is.
So many mixes have been coming back, and we've been working on this new music. When it's almost nice to have like a silent period of like I've just been making fires in my backyard and discovering how I actually still enjoy Lakers games even when they're on the radio, which is killer. I've never really done the radio thing, but the play-by-play is on point, and you can really see it. It's great.
Yeah.
I was never really that into basketball, and I think something came back, and it happened to have been basketball first, and I was just like, guess I'm into basketball now. And then I started watching it enough, and my fiance used to play basketball, and it's just much more sporty than I am in general. And so once I started getting like the analytical side of it, I was like, this is incredible. And then, I started watching the way different teams, the different strategy and the different flow and like the way they build a team around a player or more so just a full team. I know this isn't a sports show, so I won't land here for too long, but
no, I get it. When you break it down analytical like that, it becomes a whole different experience.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up skateboarding and I grew up, playing music. And so I didn't really grow up playing music, but things that were never really like team or sport oriented and now I'm 35 and now I love it. It's funny. Now I tried watching football and I'm like, God, this is such a slow pace. What's going on here, guys? Like, who gives a shit? I completely understand, or more than I ever have, completely understand how sports can be many things for many people, but I also don't really want to go down this route too far, but with everything in the news every single day, whether it's health related or political or the health of the planet, it's pretty bleak all around. So, and not to say that there's lots of things we can do still. But yeah, sports game is really nice now.
I don't want to keep you guys too long. This album though, this album is it's such a trip. And I think for a lot of people are going to be hearing it, this is going to be their introduction to you is this album, which is like your fourth album, right? Third or fourth?
Fourth album. Yeah.
And
yeah.
You like it? You dig it? You feel proud of it still after this long?
I do. I'm as a songwriter, as like in this band, kind of the primary songwriter, I'm probably the quickest one to immediately start thinking about what's next. I'm just one of those people, I guess. But I love what we did with the record. I love the dynamic of the whole album. I mean, we wrote half of it in Joshua Tree. A lot of the car riding songs I feel like were written in Joshua Tree. Running Through Hell, Living Mirage. Yeah, and there's some songs I'd done some work in Haiti through a company or a nonprofit called Artists for Peace and Justice down there with Jackson Brown and Jonathan Wilson and Jenny Lewis, among many others. And so that was the song called Saving Grace. And I found out we're actually written in Haiti, and I have very different versions of those songs on that album. It's called Let the Rhythm Lead, through Artists for Peace and Justice, and Jackson Brown kind of heads it. But taking that back to the band, and we kind of made it our own. There's just we pull from many directions, I think, on this album.
Yes.
On Living Mirage.
Big time. I think that, I mean, even, and I'll be honest, it's my introduction to you guys as well.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, yeah.
And it's really, it's tough as a first time listener. There's so many different styles on it, and there's so many styles within one song, and that's what's so cool about it. You've got these instruments that, I'm trying to think, for example, like on Gloria Music 2, when you listen to that track, you've got this, you got this kind of guitar that a Petty or a Roy Orbison fan could really dig, and then you've got these other sounds. You're like, wait, that instrument is not supposed to be in this song with that instrument, and it's like, it's really I don't know what the correct music term would be to being so attractive to the ear, to the head. It's confusingly attractive. But every damn song is like that. You've got like even Misconnection, and I think my favorite one though is it Sun Rising? Sun is Rising. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it's this kind of this almost, and excuse me if I'm throwing out other song names that I'm comparing it to, because I hate to do comparisons. But for a second, it's very Bohemian Rhapsody in my mind, and then but also some Sgt. Pepper's, and I might be dating myself on that one, but
no, I mean, we are all massive, varying degrees of it. But there's a lot of big Beatle fans in this band. Kenny, the piano player, is a massive Paul McCartney fan. I'm a massive John Lennon fan. You can see him in the background there. I love that song. It's funny. That's actually an older song that we never quite figured out how to do it. And a guy we work with, Jeff Sauce, now at Warner Brothers, he's our A&R guy. He's one of the most interesting individuals you'll meet. And he's genuine. I think he really gives a shit about what he does, and we can bleep that out if we need to. But he's a great guy, and he wouldn't let go of that song. He would not let us let go of that song. And it's just funny. Sometimes it takes that guy in your crew to dust off a 9-year-old song. And we were working with these producers, Tyler Johnson and Alex Salibian, engineer Ryan Nashi. He's got a tough one, kind of like Chris's last name.
I'm not going to bother.
But just great guys, and it's funny how the right timing in the right place and the right people can really draw something out of you, of a song that was almost 9 years old probably. I love that song, and to add one more thing to that song, that is something we're actually going to be releasing. Is I'm going to be doing a version of it exactly right here, probably tonight actually, because it's due very soon. So we're gonna do like I think it was due Sunday, to be honest with you, and it's a little late. I love that.
That's cool. That'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, so just a stripped down version, because that's one of the things about our band is they one of our main tests has always been to see if the song holds up without all of the bells and whistles.
That's what I was wondering. Is this the only song you can strip down? I'm guessing One Big Mystery, you can strip that kind of down as well, but a lot of these just got. Oh my gosh! How do you do that?
Well, and
imagine
Honeybee,
like a guy who stands and he's got the cymbals in one hand and you're gonna have to be that guy. Harmonica coming across your face. Yeah,
I've seen it. Honeybee, what is doing a lot of work for us right now. She holds up great. Just a voice and a piano, or a voice and a guitar.
Yeah, wasn't the demo like a cappella or something?
Yeah, it was just floor like. And it was a lot of just a ton of falsetto and regular vocals. It was just all a cappella and a beat to begin with. And that's Honeybee was actually one of the songs I was most concerned about. How there's always something gained and something lost when you bring a song to your band that has 5 to 6 different strongly opinionated opinions. And I think as we've started playing longer together, it's been 10 years now. you start to age. You start to realize you don't have to get all your kicks out, every fucking Friday and Saturday. I need to stop cussing on the show. I'm so sorry. Is this live? This isn't live.
No.
Okay, cool. You start to realize that, you don't have to get all your ideas or your kicks out on every song, on every second of every song. So I was really, really, really blown away with how everyone, Chris and Tyler, especially on bass and drums, there was just so much restraint on what they added to Honeybee. I mean, it's a relatively sparse sounding song, and it still feels huge, and it hits. The emotion is still there.
Yeah, you're gonna get if you're gonna get $1 for every wedding that's gonna be played in for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Definitely got
or
the
just start playing
emotion.
weddings. Just start playing weddings and get like more dollars.
Well, I mean, so many. That's a common comment on even when I always get intrigued from flipping through the YouTube comments, of course, on the video or on the even when you made when you go onto Twitter and you make the announcement of, hey, here's our new single, just to see all the feedback, and it's always really interesting. And a common one on that one, of course, is holy crap. It's one of two things. Holy crap, I'm going to use this for my wedding, or holy crap, this sucks that I'm listening to this song while I'm single. And it's usually one or the other.
Holy crap, I should have got married like that one time.
I should have bailed on
why is that
wedding.
song becoming so huge now? Is that on TikTok? Because I don't have TikTok, so I don't. That's what people are talking about, at least.
No, I think it's like happening on TikTok.
Yeah, we sound so lame.
I know. I think I've downloaded the app.
Yeah,
I think I've looked at it once. But
I
think
I kept seeing that pop up in the comments too. I was like,
yeah, I think it's doing something over there right now.
that's awesome. And now, this is the song that's going to radio. I mean, right at this point, right? I mean, this is the one that everybody's picking up and playing.
Yeah. I mean, we started out with Misconnection.
Sick song. I love that song. It's so much different than everything else as well. It's
and if you put it back on again and you go, damn, dude, it's just the bass. It's just drums, bass, and a vocal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
And maybe a little acoustic. It's very stripped back, and it's just mean. It's a tough song.
Yeah, but it feels very alt at the same time. It can feel there is some aggressiveness to it, isn't there? Like some right now, some 2020.
Yeah, I feel like maybe this is just but I think most of us in the band just we are always writing or sort of grappling with this. A lot of our reference or influences and appreciations of artists that are musicians it's classic or older, Sure. Like Waylon Jennings, like Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, the Beatles. But you don't want to just make everything sentimental,
Sure.
I think we will forever chase like classics in terms of tone and arrangement and quality, and still try and figure out how to make it feel now. It will forever be this escaping muse. I think
you can feel it. I mean, even listening to the album straight through, you can feel all those things, but not in a trying to copy or do what they're doing. You can feel it in the vocal arrangements, in the chord progressions, some of that, like the new wave 80s chord progressions in some of that. It's a real cool experience to listen to it all the way through, which is something I haven't said in a long time, by the way, to listen to an album from start to finish, because it's the land of singles now. And, it's been a while since I've put a tape in and then flipped it over. And
Right. I know. I feel like we're on the verge of throwing in the towel, of putting in all this blood, sweat, and tears on an album sequence. And then every time we make an album again, we were just like, no, we're gonna do it again, because it matters to us. It matters to a lot of people. And, vinyl has made such a comeback. And with all this time at home, I mean, you actually have, I don't know if I can speak for anyone else, but I feel like there's actually enough time to enjoy that type of a visit with an artist now, in your living room, in their album. It's almost, I don't know. It's the closest I think we've been to having enough time to actually put on an album. And so, who knows? Maybe we will keep making albums.
keep making albums. Says the guy who's sitting in a bedroom doing radio, talking to a wall. What do I know? But it's a good experience, man. You created a fan in me through this. I think it's special. I think it's fun to listen to, especially with all the changes and the differences in the vibe, from start to finish. And it's really, really cool. So I don't want to keep you guys forever.
I got a bonfire ahead of me.
But I will also congratulate you guys on having some pretty friggin' amazing merchandise on your way. What the hell? Who's designing all that? You guys have some good merch. Some good
Finally.
Yeah?
It's a good time to discover the band. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, you got some good stuff. Like the sweater you're wearing on one of those pictures, that sweatshirt, Chris, that you've got on, that gray sweatshirt with the thing that says Seattle across the bottom. It's like, cool.
I've actually started pulling out like old shirts from like 5 years ago, and like they're just sitting in like a box in my, and I've been pulling them out. I've actually been more impressed. I think I've always been a little critical of our merch, and I started like wearing them around, and like this is a sick shirt.
It is.
I know. I've got a couple 90s in here. Yeah.
You got 90s?
Wow. I just said 90s. 90s is what I said. 90s.
Oh, I just said 90s.
No, I did. No, I actually did, and I'm just regretting it.
I'll take a 90. That sounds kind of
cool. I'm going to highlight that on when I edit this all together. I'll let you guys go do your thing.
Yeah, we should start doing like bloopers reels on these things,
That's pretty much what this is. This is just one big blooper.
That's true.
Nah, this is great, man.
Yeah, that's actually what we're doing now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all good. So thanks, you guys. Appreciate the time, man. And
Dave,
talk to you
so
soon.
much, man. This was fun.
Of course. Take care, guys.
All right. Later. Take care.